and I feel like my camera angle looks off. But to be fair, that could be because I just filmed a vertical little tutorial of how I do my eyebrows, so I had to fix it. I had to adjust it for it being vertical, and then I had to put it back, and then I'm like, something just looks weird. But say lovey. This is going to be another kind of quick and easy look because I've procrastinated all day. It's my only day off right now. It's 6 o'clock on January 30th, which is a Friday. So, like I said, did a little bit of procrastinating. I kind of want to do baby blue and burgundy for the eyes because I've been loving that color combo lately to the point that I might wear it on my New York trip. Because I have a baby blue, like, not cornflower, but like a soft muted blue sweater, and I have these burgundy corduroys that I've been loving recently, so I want that on my eyes as well. So yeah. But first, I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop Cosmetics Fade into Hue palette, if I can get this open. And I'm gonna take the shade Take It Easel. I've actually hit pan on this, but it's like the most perfect baby blue ever, which is funny because I'm gonna go in with a different palette for my burgundy red, but that's because just this blue is like the most perfect. It's like the most perfect, like almost not like sky blue, but like she's just perfect, and I love her, and I want her as my base. But yeah, it's Friday, January 30th. It is my day off right now. I still have tomorrow, so the 31st and the 1st to work, so Saturday and Sunday. Love that for me. I've also already worked 30 hours this week, so we're pushing it overtime wise. And I'm also, like, I think I'm at like 28 hours right now. So I'm gonna be pushing it tomorrow and Sunday. But I was also trying to get out of my shift tomorrow because I am so tired. Like, I've gotten, not including last night because I actually slept for once, between Sunday falling asleep and waking up yesterday, I think I've gotten a total of like 15 to 20 hours of sleep. Then big brush with a little bit of Take It Easel. Like I have not been able to sleep all week. Like, I was trying to get out of my shift. I was talking to the kid that came in yesterday. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I know you're complaining about hours. Do you want my Saturday shift? He's like, it's my birthday on Sunday. He's like, we're doing stuff on Saturday too. I'm like, like, fine. Like, I'll just be sad and miserable and try to get out of my shift early again. Because my manager overlaps with me for 3 hours again. So if I go, hey, I feel like garbage, she'll let me leave. And also, I'm saving her on hours, technically speaking, if I leave early. So I'm helping her, really. But no, I had an 11-hour and 9-minute shift by myself on Tuesday. I also put away the entire truck order by myself on Tuesday, and it was considerably larger than what my manager said it was going to be. She's like, it's only going to be like 6 to 10 boxes. It was 24. Which isn't really that much in the long run, but when I'm by myself and I have big catering orders to the point that I had to go in early, what might think? That. No. Oh, my body also decided that it was going to wake up at 4:30 a.m. on Tuesday, so I had an 18-hour day in the long run. So, wasn't really feeling great about that, not gonna lie. And then I'm gonna go in with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics X May Pang Rodden palette because I'm gonna take some of Damp, if I can get this brush to bend, which is this very pale blue, and I'm just gonna kind of like pack that in the brow bone a bit. But I also got to clock in at, when did I clock in? 7:30 on yesterday. Clocked in at 7:30 yesterday because I already had over $1,000 in pre-sales for the day when I left Wednesday night. So I'm like, I have to go in early because the majority of these are before 1 o'clock. You know, I can't, contrary to popular belief, I'm only one person and I can only do one person's job at a time. I know it's a wild concept for the people who work with me, but like, you know, I'm also going to go in with a little bit of Oxygen just because this is veering not quite the tone I wanted. So I'm just going to kind of drag and make sure that blends into the blue a little. But yeah, it was... And then yesterday we went to go see Some Like It Hot because I won the lottery tickets, and like I was on the verge of falling asleep. Like I was legitimately so tired. Like it was to the point that I went and spent, I want to say it was closer to $8 actually, $8 on a Sprite at intermission so I could get up and walk and have Bubbles wake me up a little. Like that's how bad it was. And now I'm gonna go in with the shade Marrow, which is this very deep red. And I'm gonna try to do a liner with eyeshadow. Fingers crossed here. Wrong side of the thing. But I'm gonna start with it coming out right there. And then I'm gonna make sure to carefully kind of drag and also press because I don't want this blending out and into the blue and making it more purple. Because that is not what I want. I'm also going to make sure to angle it a little so it doesn't go straight how a winged liner would normally. I want there to be a little gap between. I know, who am I? But no, we saw Some Like It Hot last night. It was, if you don't know, Some Like It Hot is a 1959 movie. Oh shush, give me a second. It's based on a 1959 movie with Marilyn Monroe. They turned it into a musical, I want to say, in 2019? And originally had Christian Borle. So now I'm just kind of off about that because I love Christian Borle. And the guy that was playing Josephine / Joe, which was Christian Borle's role, like you could tell that he was trying to do that a little. I'm like, this is such his mannerisms. But it was still very good. Besides the fact that he wasn't in it because not his role anymore. But again, I was just so tired. Also, the 2 rows in front of us, I want mezzanine seats. The first 2 rows in front of us were like empty. So I'm like, oh, like this was the easiest viewing experience of my life. So shout out. And my mother did end up being able to resell her tickets. Because I know I said it before. But she bought tickets for Sunday, which then I remembered, oh shit, I'm working. But then I won the lottery anyways, which is kind of what we were planning to do. We're like, hey, we'll buy them. If we don't win, we don't win. But then we'll have them. And then I won. Anyways, so I guess it didn't matter. But she just resold hers, so at least she made her money back. But we also took a lift home because it was like 10:12 by the time we got out of, not 10:12, to like 10:30 by the time we got out of the show, and we're like, no. We're like, no. And I'm gonna very carefully get these 2 to connect right there. Oof. And then with the little flat edge brush, I'm actually gonna try to drag this out a little more because I didn't want to do it with the brush that had shadow on it and then accidentally mess it up more. So we're just gonna do a little, not quite, but. And then I'm gonna go back in with some of Oxygen, which is like a little off-white. This brush might be a little too big for this endeavor, but I'm gonna try to pack or very lightly press some of that in between. And then a little up there. I should put, not a lot, but I should put a little, even if it doesn't extend, put a little in the inner corner. I feel like this looks so stupid. But it's funny because, you know, at intermission my mother turned to me, she's like, oh my god. She's like, I love tap dancing so much. I'm like, The Great Gatsby is coming in July. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy tickets outright, but if I win any, as long as they're not on my birthday, do you want to go? She's like, you saw that, right? I'm like, yeah, I won the lottery in New York. She's like, no, we don't need to. I'm like, I'm like, let's be real. I entered into the lottery for just about everything. I'm like, again, as long as it's not my birthday, I will go see it again. May not be no Jeremy Jordan, but also the cast was really, really good. Like, no offense to touring casts, but they're usually not obviously just quite same caliber as Broadway. But like this cast, I'm like, you could put these people on Broadway and I wouldn't be the wiser. So they were really, really good. I'm gonna do my other eye off camera because this is just, I hate this and this endeavor. But I'm gonna go finish my eyeliner, put on some lashes, and I should be back soon. Alright, I'm back with some lashes on after a fair bit of procrastinating, so don't love this for me. Also, I did fix my camera angle, so now I look right, because I was like having to sit up when I was doing it now. Like, honestly, I'm still sitting up, like I had to like be up straight, but c'est la vie. But this is from Paula's Choice. This is the Pure Collagen Peptide Plumping Moisturizer. Like always, was gifted. Like always, wouldn't keep using it if I didn't like it. What was I gonna say? Don't know. I don't think I mentioned it in my last video, which is funny because it would have been shish kabibbles. It would have been right after this. So Saturday, well, last Saturday, the train line that I'm on was doing shuttles. They're like, oh, it's gonna be from this stop, which was 2 stops after mine, all the way into Boston. And I went, not great. Okay. So get down to the train. You know, I have a transit app. It's like, oh, leaving, you know, leave now to make the train in 8 minutes. So I went, okay. And the way I come down the hill, I can see the train, so I can see if I miss a train or not. Didn't miss any trains, so I'm like, okay. Get to the station, they're like, oh, the next train is in 14 minutes. I'm like, so that plus it being the first day of shuttle buses, so I'm like I'm gonna take a lift in. I've taken 3 lifts in the span of a week. Oh, that was one of the things. But you know, I left at like 2 o'clock on Saturday because it was before the snowstorm and so nobody was coming in. My manager's like, you can leave early. I'm like, fantastic. I'm like, I was gonna leave at 3 because I had to stay an hour later. So, whatever. This is from Kulfi. This is the Double Life Serum Primer. But you know, get to my station and I'm like, wow, I'm like, nobody's outside waiting for the bus. I'm like, weird. Then they're like, oh, you need to go to Haymarket to get the shop bus. I'm like, interesting, because Haymarket isn't a stop on my train. There's also the day that it was like freezing cold outside, so I'm like, you're gonna have us walk? I mean, it's only, you know, a 10-minute walk if, but you know, it's still freezing out. I'm like, that's not a great idea. Like, really, really wasn't. And again, Haymarket isn't a stop on my train. So I'm like, why would you do that? And if you're gonna advertise the fact that, you know, oh my god, hey, the shuttle bus is going all the way into Boston, all the way to this stop, don't you think that you should maybe, that's where either the bus is gonna pick up to bring us back, or, because like, again, it's mostly the thing of, that's not even a stop on our thing. Like, if you're like, oh, we're only gonna go all the way to State Street, whatever. But Haymarket, like, girl. Oh, I was also supposed to be on an express bus because, you know, they usually position it so express buses are all the way at the front. So, you know, went all the way to the front, had an express bus thing. A bus pulled up in front of the other buses that were behind us. The guy was like, oh, express to the stop, blah, blah, blah. There's primer on my nose. And we ended up going to every single stop. And I don't think the driver knew that it was supposed to be an express bus because like 3 people got up when we got to one of the stops and they're like, what the f. So, was on the bus for an extra like half hour than I needed to be, and I'm like, girl. I'm gonna go in with the LYS. I think this is the Triple Fix Serum foundation stick. This is the shade LN3, which is generally not my shade, but I also can't mix my color correcting drops into this because this is a stick, and I'm not going to try to play the game of getting it that much onto the back of my hand and then mixing it in with the liquid drops. I'm like, we're just not playing these games. I'm just going to be a little orange if I have to be. Actually, you know what? Let's try Dot. I was gonna say these are my temp 2 color correction drops I've been using. So we're just gonna see if I can like swirl around the foundation on my face and see if that works. Probably not. Ooh, I do have a nothing but cake waiting for me downstairs. So shout out me. They had the Biscoff cookie butter one, so I got that when we went. I was nice and decided to, even though you shouldn't be eating it, give my father the, I might give him that one. I have 2. One of them was for me. I'm gonna be nice and share one with my father, even though he probably shouldn't be eating that because of his surgery, but, you know. They also sent him home to barely a day later, so I don't think they would care that much. And he's actually been pretty good about his eating habits, so I don't think he's gonna care too much. Oh, I did file and submit my taxes. I'm getting a refund back from both federal and state, and by the time it gets refunded, it's probably gonna be just in time for my New York trip. So I will pay off one of my cards, just serving it back up. And then I'm going to go in with the About Face Beauty, the Illusionist Skin Focus Concealer in F1 Neutral. Definitely to brighten this up because, again, this foundation is already not my shade in the winter. We're just going to go a little ham. It's funny because I'm probably going to do another... Oh my god, this is so orange today. What the hell? It's fine. Everything's fine. Like, damn. What the... I'm probably gonna do another, oh my god, what's in my bag for New York? And like, I think my friend was saying that they love those. And I'm gonna find it so funny because they're coming with me to the trip, so they could just come into my room when I'm getting ready and be like, hey, what do you have in your makeup bag? And I'll be like, oh my god, here. And they'll be like, oh my god, thank you. This is not the right brush I want to use. I'm actually just gonna go in with the smaller side of my makeup primer brush I was just using. Because again, I used a lot of concealer to kind of counteract this. So I want to be able to kind of do that. I need to wash my hair tonight. It's fine. If it gets in there a little, but very carefully, gonna do a little bit of this. That's the only thing I don't like about stick products is that they get a weird, they get oxidized, like the top layer, always. Because again, it's usually not this dark. So, hence all the extra concealer I'm using. But, like, it's nothing wild tax return wise. Like, again, at least I'm getting something back. That's all that really matters. Like, and I had to put my truck W2 in this year. Like, I had to wait. I would have gotten more money, but I had to do the truck. Because last year, you know, I only got paid tips. I wasn't getting paid hourly. So, you know, I made less than $600. I'm like, they don't need to know about that. I got paid hourly this year, so even though it was only a couple $1,000, still not something I can just be like, oh my god, no! Again, it's the IRS. I don't give two flying fricks about the government, but like, I'm not playing these games with them. Not happening. But I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Cosmetics Shape Lifter Micro Contour Stick in the shade Enhanced. But no, the trains were so delayed on Tuesday and Wednesday because of all the residual snow, because it snowed a lot on Sunday and Monday. So I ended up taking a Uber in both ways on Tuesday. The one in on Tuesday was $33 before tip, and I'm like, you know, I left early that day because I had a big order that required a lot of details. Like, it was individually wrapped and then it was packaged weird, so I'm like, this is just, had to go in early for it. And then same thing, I was waiting at the train station for like 15 minutes trying to get home, and like, we're not playing these games, and like the station was packed. Like, we're not playing these games. And thankfully the one back was like 20, which is closer to what it usually is, which is why I was so offended about the $30 and change, like I want to say 33 on the morning. Thankfully Wednesday my father's like, hey, do you want me to drive you? And I'm like, oh my god, say less, because it was also delayed Wednesday morning. And then I didn't even check if it was delayed Wednesday afternoon, but I went, hey, like, my favorite father in the world, do you want to come get me? He's like, yeah. It took us forever because even though it was 4 o'clock on a Wednesday, everyone and their mother was going home for some reason. And I'm gonna go in with 2 blush sticks. First, I'm gonna go in with the Essence Baby Got Blush in the shade, I think this is like Tickle Me Pink or something. Jesus Christ. Where is the name on this? Oh, yeah, Tint Tickle Me Pink. It's on the cap on a label, so it's just, this is definitely a little drier of a formula than I usually like, but it's like the coolest pink I own, so it also smells like fucking bubblegum. So it's gonna layer nicely with my other blush, which will be the Colourpop blush sticks in the shade, I think this is, yeah, Mini Me. So not so cool, but they will kind of counteract each other. So do a little bit of that. But no, since the trains had been so delayed Tuesday and Wednesday morning, I left the house at 6:30 yesterday, and the trains weren't delayed because, of course, so I got into Boston. I got into Boston before CVS opened. So that was fantastic. Luckily I was able to get what I needed. But clocked in stupid early for all those stupid orders, which is funny because it really wasn't that busy for the rest of the day. So shout out me. It was the least I deserved. Had a shit ton of pre-sales, but nobody ordered anything throughout the day. So I can't wait to see what they did at night. Because even though today, obviously, whatever, I'm so glad I wasn't there today, and like I would have lost my mind. And like, I know that's why my manager didn't put me on, because I would have been in severe overtime. And then I'm going to use whatever's on this to kind of clean up the center of the face. Because if I, assuming I don't leave early tomorrow or Sunday, but let's be real here, I'm looking at, fuck, that's my timer of, you should be done with your makeup. Hey Siri, timer for 18 minutes. Thank you. Sorry, I'm using hair clips to open my blush because this is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Buttermelt blush in Butter Together, because this one specifically is always impossible to open without like something. But like I love, you know, I look at sales in the morning after I get in, because I'm like, I know what I made during the day. I always make sure to check that. Because 9 times out of 10, their sales at night does not justify how they left the store. So I like to know these things. like they only did like $1,000 after I left the other night. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, in the store looked like that. Jesus Christ, I can't apply blush today. I'm gonna do a little bit of that as well. And then I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty, I think this is a Soft Touch powder highlighter. I don't know, they never put their names on things. It's the powder one. Wild, I know. This is the shade Enlighten, because white will go well with this. But no, Thursday, you know, people get off at a stop and I'm off at the next one. So guy sits down. The way it works, there are 2 seats between me. I was in the 3rd seat in a row. So those 2 seats next to me are priority seats. So some dude sat down like in the middle of both of them. I'm like, okay, you don't need 2 seats, but whatever. He had his hand on the pole, which whatever, but like it was like right in front of my face, and I could feel him staring at me, and I'm like, I don't know if he's trying to talk to me or not, because I have AirPod Pros now. You best believe I have turned that noise cancellation setting on immediately because I don't want to acknowledge public transportation when I'm out in the world. But I'm like, it is 6:40 in the morning. Can you wait to be a little weird? Like, just wait, please. But this is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the lip liner in Deep Taupe. And I'm just gonna do a little lining. There is a Pet Express in the Square One Mall in Saugus. And we don't go to the mall because 1, my mother doesn't like malls, 2, there's nothing in that mall anymore, like nothing good. But you know, every time we drive by it on the other side of the highway, I don't know if that's a highway, I don't drive. I'm gonna blend the edges out of this. But every time, even before Cali, but every time recently, we've been jokingly like looking up the dogs. I just like to know. What I did today, and there were 2 Italian Greyhounds there. One's named Bridget. The other might have been Arthur. Fun fact, Italian Greyhounds are my mother's favorite dog in the entire world. So, there were 2 of them. We were doing our thing. And it was like, oh, like your birthday's, you know, in 3 weeks of the day, pretty much. I'm like, what do you want for your birthday? She's like, an Italian Greyhound named Bridget. I'm like, Bridget is $3,600. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna appreciate me splitting that onto 4 credit cards, cash, and then still a Sezzle payment. I'm like, girl. But, sorry, there's a brush hair coming out of my nose. I promise that wasn't one of my nose hairs. But I was looking at little doggy jackets. I'm like, you know who could fit in this? Bridget. She's like, you suck. I'm like, I know. This is from Fenty Beauty. I'm gonna wipe the top layer of this off because it's contaminated. And that's on me. I didn't clean it last time. This is the Gloss Bomb Stix, the High Shimmer Gloss Stick in the shade How Many Carats, which is just pure white sparkle. She's beautiful and perfect. I love her. So we're gonna go. Sorry, dry skin. I should try to peel that off first because now it's like collecting in my lip. It's also feeling extra pepperminty. And then I'm gonna go in with the Half Magic Drip Glittery Lip Gloss in the shade V8. Y2K Chirp. Don't ask me why I almost said VHS Vixen. That's the... Oh, it's a beautiful, perfect red pink shade. That was originally from the Maxine collab, but is now a solo shade. I love that shade. You should totally get it. And these glosses are so like high impact. Like I know I put this on top of another shimmer thing, but like I just needed a little more, you know, to make up for the lack of glitter on the eyes. But I need to go fix my bangs, but I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. It's not my favorite, but I also definitely need to get something done. Like, I don't like the eyes. The rest of the face, fantastic. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. I forgot to tell you. The best and the worst part of the week. So I posted whatever YouTube short, and somebody commented, and I commented back. And they're like, oh, they say the camera adds 10 pounds, so stop eating cameras. My brother in Christ. I'm not gonna wanna you, like, even if you're trying to be mean and bring me down, I'm not gonna wanna fuck you. Like, girl. Also, my face has looked like this since I was a kid. Like, no matter how little or how much I've weighed, my face has always been this shape and this, like, filled. I've always had, like, a baby face. Like, I've always had, like, a chubbier face, again, no matter how much I weighed. Even when I was 120, my face looked like this. Also, at least I'm still going to be getting carried when I'm 30, and I'm not going to rot from the inside out from being so full of hate. Like, girl. Also, your YouTube username is based off an anime. Like, girl. Just because you're probably a 40-year-old virgin living in your mother's basement doesn't mean boo. Like, go ahead, be mean. I am an older sister to a teenager. I'm a Bostonian. Go ahead. You're lucky that I stopped myself from commenting back to you. So, on that note,